Show because with the news of Ten Hag staying at Man United and possibly signing an extension, Sancho's career at that club is over. He will not be returning, right? The reports were saying that they wanted to cash in on him regardless of who the manager was. And now that Ten Hag is going to be staying, yeah, there's no way that he goes back there. And again, I have to hold my hands up and say, I was wrong. I said Sancho at the end would win. But some way, somehow, Ten Hag has won. He has outlasted Sancho, something that I didn't think was going to happen. And now the question is, where does Sancho go? I know that the reports are saying Man United might only want $40 million for him. And I think that'd be a good price. But who signs him? I like Sancho. And I know that he struggled at Man United, but I don't really put that all down to just him not being a good player. I think Man United never set Sancho up to succeed. You bring in this kid from Dortmund, right? At Dortmund, he looked like one of the best young players in the world. I thought Sancho was the English Neymar. He was cooking in Germany. And everybody would tell you how excited people were about watching this kid play. When he got that big money move to Man United for about $72 million, that was the same summer that they signed Cristiano Ronaldo as well. And I was like, oh shit. United are doing some great business. But then the system that they played Sancho in, he was always going to fail. It's the same reason that I don't think Olise should go to Man United. Because technical players do not make it at United. I'm telling you, look at all the technical players that they've had in their team. They all get binned off. The fans always scapegoat them. The media don't like them. Sancho, Di Maria, Paul Pogba, Kobe Mainoo might be next. Look at how they're already treating him after England lost to Iceland. They're already starting to get onto him. And there's probably a bunch of other players that I just not think on top of my head, like Jesse Lingard was technical as well. And I'm sure that there's more. Just for some reason, like I've been talking for a while now, so I can't really think that much. But technical players do not do well at Manchester United. Because when you looked at how Sancho was playing in Germany, why would you bring him to the Premier League, spend $72 million on him, and then have him defending and playing counter-attacking football? And you're expecting him to put in the same kind of performances that he put in when he was at Dortmund? When he was actually on the ball? Sancho is a player that needs to be on the ball. He needs to be in a team that are going to control possession. He can break low blocks. He can beat his man one-on-one. He's a creator. He's not necessarily lethal, but link-up play, all that, Sancho is there. Like, there's a player there. And I think you saw when he went back to Dortmund this season on loan in January, yeah, he didn't have the best loan, but he played well. Look at what he did in the Champions League semifinal. He was on the same pitch as Mbappe, and Sancho looked like the best player. Sancho was cooking. Sancho helped Dortmund reach the Champions League final, even though he didn't play that well in the final. But I mean, how could you expect him to? So, I think there are going to be a lot of clubs that are in for him this summer. And I think he will get a move to another big club. And I think the next club for him has to work. Because if you're Sancho, you cannot flop at another team. Because now, I don't know if you get to go to another big club after that. He's still only 24 years old. And I think maybe a team, I don't know. I don't even know. I think I saw Juve was linked to him. I wouldn't want to go to Juve. If I was Sancho, I'd want to go to like a PSG, a Bayern Munich, right? A Tottenham, Arsenal. Teams like that, like that are going to play with the ball. You guys let me know in the comment section who you think Sancho should sign for, but I still rate him. I think United are going to honestly regret selling him. But with them keeping this manager, him and Sancho had a falling out. It was never going to work. Never going to work. Like, there was no way for him to come back. The only hope that he had to possibly save his Man United career is if Ten Hag was sacked, which is not the case. Because if they would have gotten like a De Zerbi, right, I think it would have been idiotic to bring in a manager like De Zerbi and then you sell Sancho. So it's like you get a manager that's going to actually play a system that suits his strengths and you want to sell him. That's dumb. But Ten Hag's system doesn't fit him, and the manager and the player, they don't see eye to eye. So he has to leave, and I'm going to be interested to see who ends up coming in for him. But there's a player there, man. And I also think, regardless, right, how the reports, Fabrizio and everybody else is saying that United want to sell him anyways, I think the relationship between Sancho and the fans also can't be repaired. If I'm Sancho, why would I want to come back to Manchester United? I just made the Champions League final with Dortmund. I've tasted some kind of success. I've reached heights that Man United haven't reached in a very long time by just making the Champions League final. If I was him, I wouldn't want to go back. The fans are slagging you off. Every time he played bad or didn't play that well for Dortmund, they're tweeting about him, laughing at him, mocking him. The media, after he fell out with Ten Hag. Mind you, all that Sancho did was defend himself. The manager threw him underneath the bus after that Arsenal game. And mind you, Sancho didn't even play in that game. So why are you talking about he didn't train well and stuff like that? What does that have to do with your loss to Arsenal just now, bro? I don't blame him for coming out with a statement basically saying, yo, I'm being scapegoated. I train well. I don't think Ten Hag rates him. Literally. As I said, technical players do not last at Man United, especially underneath this regime. Why do you think Amad Diallo can't get minutes? Amad Diallo is their most talented winger right now. But yet, the manager wants to keep playing Megan Rapinoe, Antony, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, all these players that don't have technical ability. They just run around a lot and do like the whole passion thing, right? Like that's what United fans want to see. So yeah, I think Sancho, Man United, it's over. The relationship is just over. I think it's best to part ways. And yeah, it's just sad because 3 years ago, bro, 4 years ago when United first signed him, oh my God, I thought Sancho was going to tear it up. And I think he will do well if he goes to the right team, but it has to be a side that are going to be playing with the ball and holding possession. I think that's where you'll see the best of Sancho, not when you're having him just run around for 60% of the game, bro. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, though, which team you think should go out there and sign Jadon Sancho. Because, I mean, for only $40 million, that's not bad, right? Now, I think they can get a bit more money than that. I think that they probably will get closer to 50. I think $40 million is just what starts the negotiations, right? Like, you can't come in here bidding $35 million. I would say he should stay at Dortmund, but Dortmund don't have the money to keep him. I don't know how, right? Dortmund are a huge club. They make a lot of money, but again, this is why I don't rate Dortmund, right? Like, they're not serious. They don't actually care about winning. All that Dortmund care about doing is finding young kids, making them good, and then selling them for big profit. I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. Dortmund are the equivalent of a human trafficking organization, bro. They only care about profit. They don't actually care about winning silverware. You tell me that you can't cough up $35 million to sign an Ian Maatsen. You can't offer $40 million to sign Sancho. Like, it's a joke thing.